Hey you guys, hey, we're working concept 9, absolute value, and we're working level 2 now. And so now we're going to take that to the next step. We're going to be able to evaluate expressions with absolute value. All right, let's get it. Let's move on here. All right, let's review. Absolute value. What does it mean? Well, absolute value again is the distance to where? I don't know if I can write out this S here. It's the distance to 0. Okay, on a number line. So I wrote a couple things out here. If I want the absolute value of 5, again, that's the distance of 5 to 0, which is 5. And the absolute value of negative 5, again, is the distance from 5 to 0, which is, again, positive 5. So remember, the answer is going to be positive now. And remember, it's the distance to 0. Order of operations, you got to remember that as well. First thing we're going to do, look at is parentheses and powers, or exponents. And then what comes after powers? Yep, you got it. Multiplication and division. Remember, it's left to right. And the last things we do is adding and subtracting, left to right. All right. Let's get into today's lesson. I've got 7 examples for you, and we'll work through those examples, looking at some common mistakes that may occur as you work through these. Now, the first one here is we want to find 2 times the absolute value of negative 3. Well, again, we start inside here and work the absolute value of negative 3, which we've learned earlier is 3. And then what's sitting in front, well, there's a 2 there, but I don't see anything, so you automatically assume multiplication. So I'm going to take 2 times 3, and the answer for that one is going to be 6. So take the absolute value and then multiply it by 2. All right, now we want to be able to take the absolute value of the answer. Okay, we got to get the answer first, and then take the absolute value, kind of like parentheses. You want to do what's inside it first. So 5 take away 2 is 3, so this is really going to be the absolute value of 3. And the distance from 3 to 0 is 3. Pretty easy, huh? Alright, let's keep moving. Now, the absolute value, here's a mistake. It wants to make, it takes the answer and makes your answer positive to this. It doesn't make the numbers inside positive. Some kids say, oh, hey, absolute value makes it positive. That's what you told me. Hey, I'm going to make this a positive and just change everything to positive. That's not what it does. Absolute value wants the distance to 0 for your answer to the problem inside. So let's figure it out. 2 minus negative 5. Well, you remember, you got to go boom, boom. So now I have 2 plus 5, which gives me 7. So now that's the absolute value of 7. Yep. And that's 7. So again, it's the absolute value of your answer. Okay, that's going to change it to positive. Don't flip these. Okay, get the answer first. All right, now what happens when I have stuff on the outside, kind of like the 2? I got to get the stuff inside the absolute value done first, then take the absolute value, then finish out the problem with what's left. So start inside. 3 times negative 4. That's negative 12. Okay, and then I'm going to add 2 to that. So 2 plus negative 12, that gives me negative 10. So all of this gives me the absolute value of negative 10. Now, that's easy. What's the distance from negative 10 to 0? Well, that's 10. So what's the last bit of my problem? Well, it's negative 5 plus 10. And that's positive 5. Okay, a couple more here. Number 5. Now again, don't start inside here, and we'll look at boom, boom. You can't do that through absolute value, so we'll look at that here quick. So start inside. 6 plus boom, boom. Change that to a negative 20. That's negative 14. So now I have the absolute value of negative 14. And then I'm going to bring the 8 minus that down. Okay, so Don't. Okay, you cannot go boom, boom through absolute value. You got to get the absolute value done. Okay, so let's finish this. What's the absolute value of negative 14? Well, that's 14. So what this problem really is, 8 minus the absolute value of negative 14 is 14. Now I can finish out the boom, boom. So 8 and negative 14, well, subtract them, and the big dog wins. So it's going to be negative 6. All right, now I got two sets of absolute value. So let's get both done here. Let's figure out what they both are, and then take the absolute value of each, and then we'll add those answers together. So start inside, go, yeah, boom, boom. So that's really negative 3 plus 2. It's negative 1 is the answer, and I need to take the absolute value of negative 1, which is 1, and add these two up. That's going to be positive 1. Absolute value of positive 1, 1, and add them together. 1 plus 1 is 2. All right, last one. Now I'm going to use an inequality here. So again, just like you did up here, copied the same problem, go boom, boom. This will give me negative 1, and then I do the absolute value, which is going to give me 1. And then I got my line, same as up here, same problem. That's going to give me the absolute value of 1, which is 1. So what is it going to be? Well, you're right. It's going to be equals. 1 is equal to 1. All right, let's review quick, and then we'll wrap this up. Remember, take absolute value. You want to take the absolute value of your answer. I want to answer this problem, and then I'll do the absolute value. Okay? Absolute value makes the answer to this positive. Don't go boom, boom, and flip these. You got to do what it says first. And the third thing here, you want to follow the order of operations. So I would treat these kind of like parentheses. I'd do the absolute value, what's inside it, then take the absolute value, and I go do the power. Right here, remember the caret means the power. And then I do 6 minus that answer plus 9. Okay, so follow the order of operations. And don't boom, boom. Don't go boom, boom through absolute value. You can't do that. You got to get the answer, take the absolute value, and then you can do your boom, boom. Okay, so get the absolute value done. All right, that's it. Good luck.